They need to return what is largely considered stolen artifacts towards our peoples.
Pope Francis's arrival in Canada and apology on Indigenous lands is, according to one reconciliation consultant, a step in the right direction towards reconciliation. But Indigenous groups across the country want more than just words. They want real action. The Vatican museums are home to some of the most coveted artworks in the world. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel among the most prominent of them all. But the Pope's visit to Canada is shedding light on an issue that hasn't garnered much attention: the countless Indigenous artifacts from Canada still in the Vatican's hands.
It's in great dispute whether these were actually gifts or not. A lot of us don't feel like they were gifts, so they should be returned to our peoples. Reconciliation consultant and speaker Kyle Mason questions how reconciliation could be reached if these artifacts are not returned. These are priceless items and artifacts that belong to our people, that are part of our stories, that should be in our hands so we can relate that to future generations. And if they were gifts, and that's a big if, it would be a good step to show real change of behavior and attitude, to say, hey, I would like to return this back to you as a sign of good relationship and a different future. The Pope arrived in Edmonton on Sunday and apologized Monday for the Catholic Church's role in the residential school system. Indigenous artist Carrie Newman says it's not known what exact Indigenous artifacts the Vatican has in its possession.
I guess it's really hard to say what's there, and I think that's why it's so important for them to be more willing to work with Indigenous curators, Indigenous anthropologists, Indigenous communities to allow access, to start that conversation.
Newman is the creator of the Witness Blanket, a large-scale art installation made from pieces of history, including items from residential schools, churches, and government buildings. As an Indigenous artist, he says it's frustrating that the Vatican, up until this point, is not willing to return anything.
What I want to see is an alignment between the words that are being spoken and the actions that we're seeing every day.
We reached out to the Vatican Museum for comment, but did not hear back. Mason says it's important for the dialogue to continue beyond the Pope's visit to Canada.
There's nothing stopping them from being proactive, going above and beyond to say, yeah, as a sign of good faith and a good new relationship, we would like to return these to you.
In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.